The attack on Pearl Harbor was an abject failure, specifically because Japan believed that it would force the United States to immediately negotiate a peace from a position of weakness that would favor the Japanese. The attack also failed to destroy any US aircraft carriers because none of them were in port at the time, which would have prevented the United States from an effective counteroffensive. So ultimately, all the attack did was unify the American public and pretty much erase most of the isolationist sentiment that was in the United States at the time. It also forced Japan into a no-exit war, which meant they were not going to be able to get the natural resources that they needed without a constant conflict. They also severely underestimated American resilience and strategy, so once the first bomb was dropped at Pearl Harbor, the war was essentially over because Japan was never going to have a negotiated victory. Japan also falsely believed that once the United States entered the war, they would mainly focus on Europe and not the Pacific, which was certainly not the case. The US proved it was able to focus on both fronts of the war while also proving they were a vastly superior industrial power to Japan. While 2,403 Americans were killed in the attack, it did not cripple America's Pacific Fleet for very long. So from the Japanese perspective, it was both a failure to complete the specific goals that it had set out that day, but also the long-term goals of the Japanese Empire. May the 2,403 Americans lost on that day never be forgotten.